And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show, always helping you win in any marketplace. Save our hotline number. We'd love to connect with you, 813-917-1894. Just call or text that line. It's an off-air number. You can call or text 813-917-1894.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
ConsumerQB.com is the website, and also opening up our emails to you as well, brimes@kw.com. No spam, please. brimes@kw.com. And we got a great lineup for you today. Greg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay, going to talk about indoor air quality. We got Fred DeFelice as well coming in, and he's going to talk about these forever chemicals that are making their way into many U.S. water systems. So pretty crazy stuff happening in that space, and he's got a solution for that. And we also have Tyler Cabral coming in as well. CPF Mortgage, he's a senior loan officer with CPF Mortgage. We're going to introduce him in just a moment. Before we do, we always like to feature our real estate listings live on air. We help our sellers profit more and sell faster utilizing our innovations with radio, TV, and internet marketing. We've got a beautiful $1 million listing here at 2803 Safe Harbor Drive in Tampa. It's a gorgeous property. This is one of my favorite listings that we've listed in the last year. Just a beautiful property, 2803 Safe Harbor Drive, 5,253 square feet. You've got a huge home here. It's an estate-style home, gated community. And what I love about this community as well is it's got the trees, the oak trees, majestic oak trees lining the community. Of course, you got your own private pool, heated spa, granite countertops, and just a beautiful spiral staircase to the second floor and an elevator. Gorgeous home here at 2803 Safe Harbor Drive in Tampa. One of our hot real estate listings, compliments of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And another property, we've got another one here at 27641 Lincoln Place in Wesley Chapel. Now, this property is another estate-style home, 3.24 acres, gorgeous property in Pasco County, Wesley Chapel, $739,000, gorgeous floor plan overlooking the pool and that conservation area in the backyard. Just a gorgeous home, deer, turkey, wildlife all around you. Just a beautiful estate-style home. Saddlewood Estates, 27641 Lincoln Place, Wesley Chapel. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Tyler, welcome in. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you for having me, Brandon.
Yeah, man.
Happy to be here.
My pleasure. So you're filling in for Justin today, who's over at a conference doing some continuing education and all that good stuff?
Absolutely, yes. We have a market that's always changing, so you got to keep up to date and continue to educate.
That's right. Speaking about keeping up to date, right now you have the Federal Reserve making moves on rates, and that doesn't necessarily correspond directly with the mortgage rates. Can you explain a little bit about how that works?
Yeah, absolutely. So we heard the news from the Fed raising rates yesterday. It doesn't directly affect mortgage rates. The Fed rate is something different. That's between borrowing money between banks short term.
Yep.
But we did expect that to happen. We understand the position. We understand rates are going up, and we're going to continue to step ladder that up.
Yeah. Yeah, you see that trend happening. And, what that's doing is causing a little bit of a softening in the market as well. Softening in the market, things happening. The absorption rates are coming down from a couple months ago. They were in the 90s. Now they're in the 80s. So it's still a great market for sellers. Buyers are still, somewhat frustrated, especially we had another home over the weekend, had multiple offers on it, really fast over list price. And so it can be challenging for buyers, and that's why it's important for them to reach out and have that early conversation with you so they can understand their unique scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, it's a unique scenario for every single person. You're different than the next. So you may take a little bit longer to get in position. So having that conversation early so you can get your ducks in a row, put yourself in a good spot so that way you know what you're doing, you're educated, and you feel comfortable with the process, and that we can get that goal accomplished.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the buyers also, a lot of times if they're not doing things in the right order, in the correct order. They're calling up the agents. Oh, can you show me this home? And they don't have the pre-approval in place. They're making a mistake. They're setting themselves up for failure.
Yeah, you're wasting time and money, which nobody has to waste.
Yeah, especially
Right.
gas prices these days, right?
That's right. No agent wants you to drive around to look for homes that you can't even qualify for.
Yeah.
So understanding your payment ranges even more so, right? You could drive around, you could see those $1 million listings. The properties you just put up here are beautiful, but can you afford them?
Right.
That's what you need to know before you start looking.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what about rate locks? So a lot of times people think, well, should we lock the rate? Should we not? How do you guys handle that?
Yeah, so I personally, when you rate lock, you are locking for a certain amount of days, okay? So I need to know how many days we need to lock for. So for me, I'm waiting until the contract is coming back. As soon as you get a contract and we know our closing date, then we're locking for the minimum amount of days. So that way we're not overpaying for our lock.
Right.
And going too long when we might not need that long.
Right. Yeah, and then you can also close quickly. I remember Justin telling me some of the term times that you guys have. What's your average turn time on closing?
Yeah, we're closing purchases in 20 days or less,
Yeah.
which is a large advantage in the market. It gives each buyer flexibility as well. If you're shuffling homes a little bit, knowing that you can close very quick is helpful. It also is helpful on your offer. You want to win some deals, show that you can close quick.
Yeah.
And maybe that's helpful for the seller too. Maybe they need that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if not, you can negotiate that post-occupancy agreement. There's lots of ways to work it out. To look at that scenario. We're talking with Tyler Cabral here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, and he represents CPF Mortgage. He's a senior loan officer there. Website, cpfloans.com, and you can find him online. So let's talk a little bit about W-2 versus self-employed. One of my, the beginning of my career some 20 years ago now was in mortgages. So I kind of learned quickly, when you're dealing with self-employed folks, a lot of times they're writing off a certain amount of money so they can qualify or so they can save taxes. But then when it comes time to qualifying for that $1 million home or that $800,000 home, then that might need to show a little bit more than they wrote off. So you have that scenario playing out.
Yeah, like you said, I can only qualify you off the income that you're going to pay taxes on.
Right.
Whatever you say you're actually making. So again, getting ahead of that, getting your tax returns in order and having that conversation with your accountant. It could be a double-edged sword. They think they're doing a great job by you not paying a lot of taxes, but if your goal is to purchase or borrow any money, you need to be showing that you do make money so you can repay that.
Yeah.
So having that conversation, and again, just having the education, knowing that you need to have that conversation is part of it.
Yeah. Now, are there any subprime loans back out there, non-conforming, any kind of crazy pick-a-pay loans, stated income? Like, is that stuff coming back at all?
It is.
You starting to see some of it?
Yeah, we see it out there. It's available. It's kind of if it makes sense kind of loan.
Kind of niche.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a little bit risky out there. I mean, you're going to pay for them. You're going to have your high rates. But not only that, they could just back out at any point. So that's the risk to it is, if they're not conforming with the rules, then they can make their own and they can just leave you on at the table.
So the subprime lender, the non-prime lender gets you close to the table and they say, we actually don't like this loan scenario anymore. We're not going to fund it.
Sure.
Is that what? Okay.
Yeah, there's some risk to it. So, but for some people, it makes sense. So having that ability, speaking with a broker that has so many options that can fit your scenario.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And we urge you to, work with the local team here, folks. We've been doing this show almost 10 years now in Tampa Bay. It's a lot about the local economy, supporting the local banks, the local lenders, small business owners, Justin Kelly and, his team and the folks that you hear on the show every day. We interview attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, all types of great home service providers. We got roofing companies, home inspectors, great water quality expert coming up as well, Fred DeFelice, AC guy of Tampa Tampa Bay coming up as well. And it's all about being that local area advisor, that consumer advocate. We want to be that super connector, kind of like the quarterback on the team, right? We're gonna hook you up. We're gonna put you in touch with those folks that can help save you time and money and aggravation. You hear these stories sometimes, commission-based advice, commission breath out there wherever you go, and it's it's a sad scene sometimes because people kind of get drugged through the ringer. That's why we set this show up, to be different and to help you sort through a lot of that nonsense out there, in the mainstream media and also on clickbait online, and these sensationalized stories out there. And so the show's different. That's how we do it, and we have great lenders here with the program. CPFLoans.com. Tyler Cabral here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, CPF Mortgage Senior Loan Officer. So let's switch gears. I want to talk a little bit about investors, because there's great opportunities out there for investors. Duplexes, triplexes, quads, the ability to buy apartment complexes. I know you don't do commercials per se, but talk a little bit about some of the investor opportunities that you're seeing, what you're seeing out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, as far as investors, almost everyone is an investor if you're buying real estate.
Yeah.
Even if it's your primary residence, you're putting equity into it, and that's going to put you into a better position. But yes, additionally, you can buy more real estate. We're looking at great investor programs at the moment. Just pretty much, hey, if you have a tenant to cover your debt, then you might be able to have the home, with just a little bit down. So give us a call on that. We have a whole lot of programs to get in with investors, but getting some passive income, getting some portfolios, that's a dream for a lot of people. So if you want to put that together, we're happy to help you with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great idea. Especially even for the veterans, think about veterans being able to get 100% financing on their primary residence. You could buy up to 4 units with that. So you live in one side, you rent the other 3 out, and you got some cash flow going there, Tyler.
Yeah, somebody else is paying for your mortgage at that point, and you're building equity, and then again, you can transition to the next property from there. So.
Right. Now, what do you think about, a lot of times I'm on listing appointments and they say, oh, well, I don't want to accept an FHA, or I don't want to accept a VA. Why do people say that? What's the challenge there? Why do you think they have that stigma because of the inspection and the appraisal?
Yes, I understand the stigma. I personally think it's a bit of a misconception because between closing a conventional, an FHA, a VA, for me, it's just all the same. It's just as difficult. I can supply the money on the same day, either way, what kind of program it is. So the stigma is behind appraisals, and if the appraisal comes in short, you have to stay with that one if you go with the same program again, which would be an FHA to FHA to clear that up. But if it appraises fine and your property is not in bad shape, then you should have no problem with an FHA or a VA. And I think that if they're going to offer you more money with those programs, then I think you're going to get more money at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's take a break here. We're going to come back more with Tyler on the other side of this break. CPFLoans.com coming up as well. Fred DeFelice, he's going to talk about the EPA finds no safe level for 2 toxic forever chemicals found in many U.S. water systems. That's Fred DeFelice coming up on the show as well. Plus our feel-good story of the day. Find out about this 22 Bay Area female veterans that take part in the honor flight coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check us out online, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, in studio with Martin Gramatica, that is, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Super Bowl winner. Lifeguard Imaging, lifeguardimaging.com, saving lives through early detection.
Thanks for having me, Brandon. Yes, that's what we're doing at Lifeguard Imaging. You come in asymptomatic, and that's what we do. You're being proactive. You're coming in. We do a scan from the neck to the pelvis. It's a full body scan. It's a 3D image of every organ, and that's where 90% of the deadliest cancers are, in our mid region. So we we can see everything. But for your listeners, we have a real good special. We have a $599 value, absolutely complimentary. They can come in for a coronary artery scan, which will give you their calcium score, 100% complimentary for your people.
Very cool. Hey, take them up on that offer, 813-917-1894. Call or text, complimentary scan, 813-917-1894, and check them out online, lifeguardimaging.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Have you desired more income and more freedom in your life? Now is your time. Keller Williams Realty has just launched our own real estate school, and you can get licensed for free. I'm Brandon Rhymes, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And for the first 3 people who reach out, I will personally coach you. 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. ConsumerQB.com. ConsumerQB.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Shout out to the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Clyde and his staff do a great job down there. They are a awesome venue to go check out. Right on Treasure Island, the beautiful Bilmar Beach Resort. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Book directly with them. Give them a call or book online, BilmarBeachResort.com. It's not a cookie-cutter hotel. They've got, a lot of the chain hotels are the same kind of deal. This one is awesome. I love going and visiting and staying the weekend down there at the Bilmar Beach Resort, and they've got these step outs. You literally have the room, you step right out on the sugar sand beaches, dolphin-filled waters of Treasure Island, Florida. Bilmar Beach Resort, the official restaurant partner, hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, a couple of hot listings. 141 Highland Avenue in Dunedin. This is a gorgeous listing that we've got right in downtown Dunedin. You got the walkability. You're close to the baseball stadium as well, TD Park, ballpark there, Blue Jays Stadium. 1,000 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, fully renovated home at 141 Highland Avenue in Dunedin, close to downtown, walking distance to the restaurants, majestic oak trees, fire pit area, beautiful property right here in beautiful Tampa Bay, Dunedin, Florida, one of the hot areas in all of Tampa Bay. 1605 South Georgia Avenue. This is a beautiful South Tampa property. This one is in Hyde Park, Palmacia. It's one of the hottest areas in all of Tampa Bay, Hyde Park and Palmacia. Just a gorgeous opportunity at 1605 South Georgia Avenue. You've got about 1,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2-bath, move-in ready. Gorgeous property, Hyde Park, Palmacia. You walk over, bike over, jog over to Bayshore Boulevard. And, of course, you enjoy all the great restaurants there on the restaurant district of South Howard Avenue, 1605 South Georgia Avenue. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Buy dirt, find one you can't live without.
And you can also buy some of our dirt. We got a lot of vacant land listings. Actually, just this week listed a $5 million, $4.5 million listing at the corner of I-75 as well. So that's one of the vacant land, 15 acres, I-75, Tampa over there off by close to Old Morris Bridge Road. Great opportunity for developers. So reach out. We'd love to talk to you if you're in that ballpark there. We'd love to help you with that. All right, so we got Tyler in the house. He's representing CPF Mortgage. Tyler Cabral. He is a senior loan officer. So, yeah, what else are you seeing out there, man? Market's kind of shifting. It's that kind of shift going on. It's hot out there. Not only is it weather-wise hot, the market's still somewhat hot, but it is softening a little bit.
That's right. The summer months are here. We're heating up in Florida. We see a lot of movement starting to happen with school zones, right?
Yep.
Kids are out for the summer. We're on this first week of vacation, but then we're going to start to see some moves in the school zone. So we're starting to see the inventory sit a little bit longer, just a little bit from before. So we're welcoming it, most definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, and sellers are starting to realize, hey, this is, it is shifting. It's not as, kind of exuberant that it was in the past, and there's still opportunity. I love the opportunities for veterans out there, for veterans to get into home. A lot of times they don't understand how that works with their VA certificate either.
Yeah, the veteran loans are the best loans on the market, and we personally love helping veterans, which kind of goes back to your question last segment with not accepting VA loans,
right,
where we think we want to do anything we can to help veterans. We'll go with that extra step even for veterans. So, yeah, veterans have a great opportunity, 0% down, 100% financing. We'll pull your eligibility for you. It's really just a phone call. We'll hold your hand the whole way through.
Nice.
A lot of veterans, again, you don't get this counseling of how to do this transaction, right? Largest transaction in your life for most people.
Yep.
And they're not teaching it in school.
That's right. That's right.
Working on it, but
we're
here to teach it for now.
DeSantis did put a fiscal literacy, I saw something along the legislation with that, so that'd be cool. That'd be nice.
He sure did. And I think that's a really good step.
Yeah, great idea. Tyler, by the way, veterans, we offer $500 credit as well, for any veteran that buys, sells, invests with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We have a, heavy heart for our veterans. My dad was an MP in the military as well, and, a lot of my family members were. I had an opportunity to play quarterback for the Naval Academy, and I remember my uncle, my late uncle now, Larry, he's like, oh, man, you should have did it. You would have been an officer. You could have played quarterback for the Naval Academy on TV. But just wasn't in my cards. But yeah, so heart goes out there for the veterans. So you got FHA, VA, conventional loans. What else do you think is topical right now? Do you have those bank statement loans? Sometimes people don't with the tax returns. It causes a problem sometimes. But then you can also just use bank statement loans. Is that right? Yeah,
that is right. If you have a tough time showing your income, then bank statement loans is going to be an option for you. Mostly they're starting at 12 months of bank statements, and we're going to do that calculation. Again, it's just a call. Give us your 12 months, and we'll do our calculations to see how much income you qualify for, and see how much house you qualify for ultimately. And that's ultimately our job, We're deciding how much house you can buy, how much loan that you can take on.
Yeah.
So that's what you need to know. That's where we're here to help.
And Americans are paying more and more than they ever have for rent as well. The debt ratios are higher. Their larger percentage of their money now is going towards the actual housing expense, not leaving much for groceries, medicines, dry cleaning, whatever, outside of that, clothing. Rent versus own analysis is something that we're big on too around here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, is that because if you're paying rent, you're overpaying for your housing expense. It's a situation where the rents have been rising, and the thing with rent is that they're sticky, meaning once they go up, they stay up. They tend to stay up. The landlord, in other words, is not going to say, oh, you know what, let's go ahead and give you a break here next month. We're going to drop your rent $500 or whatever it might be. Typically, you don't see that happening. You see it going the other way, right?
It's only going one way. That's absolutely right. And you're paying 100% interest. You're not getting any of that back.
Right.
So, and that guy's making money on you.
Yep.
Male or female there, but you're definitely paying more than whoever owns the home.
Right. Yeah. So rent versus own analysis. Anybody out there that's in a position where they're renting, or maybe it's a loved one, family member, friend, you say, hey, I'm paying $2,800 a month, $3,200 a month in rent. What could you actually own for that? Right. So that's what we'll do. We'll have a rent versus own analysis. If you call the hotline, just shoot a text or a call over, text the word rent and the amount of rent that you're paying to 813-917-1894. Just call or text 813-917-1894. Text the word rent, the amount of rent that you're paying. Of course, we'll follow it up with, what's your name and email. But then let's get you into a rent versus own analysis. brimes@kw.com, BRIMES@kw.com. You can submit an email, consumerqb.com as well. Tyler, about 30 seconds back to you, my friend. Final thoughts.
Well, I'm very happy to be here. I appreciate you bringing us on. I appreciate what you're doing. This is a whole lot of work that you've put behind just to try to get more consumers in the area, help your community, and we greatly appreciate that. I'd say just check out our new website. We just refreshed. We're expanding. We're going into multiple states, Colorado, Tennessee, Georgia.
Cool.
But check out our website. There's a lot of great tools on there at cpfloans.com. And again, my name's Tyler. I
Awesome.
appreciate you having me, Brandon.
Hey, good job, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you coming in. CPFloans.com. Tyler Cabral, Senior Loan Officer. And we want you to please go out there and support the local economy, support the local vendors here. Coming up, Fred DeFelice, waterscience.com.